Shalom, 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 yasha'Allah. This is your boy, Brother Samuel Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. Today's lesson is going to be called No Looking Back. No Looking Back on Babylon. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi. All right, and the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. All right, another mighty shalom. All you Akim out there laboring on the highways and on the hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine, this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be called No Looking Back on Babylon. All right, you know, the more they say, make this place great again, the more it just shows you this place is done, right? It's done. All right, now this is an article from Food Republic. It says the popular grocery store chain that's closing 60 stores across Babylon. It says Kroger, one of the best stores to buy for buying milk, announced on June 20th that it will be closing 60 underperforming stores, or a little over 2% of its roughly 2,700 total locations, per Scripps News, over the course of the next year. It says, and the course of the next year and a half, it says the company is the largest supermarket chain in the U.S. currently, and the fifth largest overall retailer, with chains like Fred Meyer, Dillon's, Harris Teeter under its ownership. It says closure of these 60 locations, which is said to be spread out across the 16 states in which Kroger has presence, is expected to generate a modest financial benefit for the grocery chain, which is headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio. Employees in stores will not lose jobs entirely, but be offered positions at nearby locations. Kroger said its intention is to reinvest the money saved by these closures into boosting customer experience. It says these store closures come some 6 months after what was to be the largest supermarket chain merger in Babylonian history was blocked by a federal judge. Kroger was originally going to join forces with fellow grocery chain Albertsons, seller of the apple juice brand you should keep out of your cart, to the tune of $25 billion. It says, but the judge who ruled in the case said the removal of competition between the two supermarket giants could potentially lead to higher prices on goods, though we suspect those prices wouldn't even come close to air run. It says, so told Albertson pulled out of the merger in December 2024, then filed a motion to sue Kroger. Albertson made the case that Kroger didn't try hard enough to overcome government objection to the merger, while Kroger, for its part, claimed that Albertson was trying to get money out of it despite the deal falling through. Apparently, Kroger had been planning on closing stores before the merger. Was announced in 2022. It says, but strategically put it off while all the parts were moving. It says now the dust has settled, the chain is getting on with business, and in a surprising twist, it is planning to open 30 new locations in 2025. It says, want more knowledge, sign up, blah, 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 blah. Okay, boom. All right, so right now they're saying that they're closing 60, they're opening 20, right? But you figure at any point you have to close a place where people go to buy food, right? That's a problem. That's a major problem, when you just think about it, just in general. You're closing down stores, for people, and usually we already know how it goes, right? It's usually in an area where Jake is, right, where there's nothing near, right? So Jake is gonna have to travel far, right? Or now Jake, who works there, what they're gonna do? They're gonna have to catch more buses and Ubers and taxis to try to get to these further places, man. Right? But this place is done, man. All right. When you're talking about the food industry and it's, trying to stand on its leg, all right, and you got to close stores, all right, which, grocery stores, that's something that everybody needs, right? Because you gotta get food, all right, and to see this, and understand, what's going on, you understand, hey, this place is done, man. Right? This place is not going to get better. All right. There's no looking back on this place. All right. This place is finished. All right. As much as they talk, as much as they speak, right, we understand that this place is done. Okay. This place is done. All right. And it's only going to continue to get worse in this place. All right. You had, I believe it was like even a couple years ago or even last year, you had Walmart's closing down. All right. One of the number one, number two, maybe three retailers. All right. And you got that place closing down. All right. You got all these CVS's and Rite Aids and all these different places closing down, yet they're telling you that this place is going to get great again, man. And there's no looking back on that. Right. There's no looking back on this. This place is finished, man. It's finished and it's done deal. All right, let's just get a couple of scriptures, right? I'm going to close it. I don't want, like I said, this is not going to be too long. All right. Let's go to, if you're in that mindset that this place is going to continue, man, you're sadly mistaken. All right. And a lot of our people, they put too much trust in this place, and they have that same mindset as their oppressor. This place is going to last forever. Oh, man. Right? Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17, it says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help, and our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. They can't even save themselves, man. Right? It says a kingdom divided cannot stand. All right? And this place is greatly divided. All right. You think about everything that's going on, right? They just talked about how they, obliterated, Persia's whole nuclear thing. And now kind of find out now there's more reports that are coming out that say that they didn't do anything. All they did was just set it back, months, right? Because they show videos and photos of them of Persia moving its stuff, right? Days before Babylon came and tried to obliterate it. All right, this place is done for. All right, this place is done. If you have your hope in this place, man, you think that this place is gonna save you, this place is gonna get better, you're sadly mistaken, man. All right, let's go to Ecclesiastes 12 and verse number 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. Okay? And like the point where you have grocery stores that have to close down, right? When everybody needs to get food, and you're closing down stores, that's a problem. That's an issue. All right? Then you got they're suing each other. You got them suing each other for this, that, and the other, right? This place is done, man. Okay. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right. So when the doors are shut in the streets, man, and this place, man, every major city, man, right? The doors in this place are shutting, right? The grinding is ceasing. The grinding is getting low, right? Remember, what is that? Was that I believe that was early this year, right, or late last year, right, where you had the Party City closed down, right? Showing that, hey, the party's over, man. The party is over. All right, the party's over. Let's get that. Let's go to Isaiah, right? Isaiah 24, and let's start at verse number 8. It says, "The myrrh and the tabrets cease. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth." Okay? Your music, your enjoyment, man. All this stuff is closing down, man. All right? It says, "They shall not drink wine with the song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it." It says, "The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The myrrh of the land is gone." Okay? The myrrh of the land is gone. The joy of this place is done, man. I'm just looking out right now. You got people with their head down. Just everybody's in a depressed state, man. Right? Trying to figure out how they gonna get this, how they gonna get that. How can I afford this? How can I afford that? Right? Just looking, it was funny. I was just talking to people, just trying to have conversation at the plantation. Hey, did you watch the game? Most people don't watch the games. People don't do a lot of stuff, man. Right? This place, the joy of this place is gone. All right, and it's not coming back again, man. There's no looking back on Babylon. All right, this place is finished. All right, and the men of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, we look forward to what? To the kingdom of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, and not looking back. Not looking back at this place, man, and what this place had to offer. What did this place had to offer? Let's get it. This place offers you Micah 2:10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction," man. And that's what this place gives, man. Right? Soreness, destruction, bitterness. All right? And it's all, this is what all this place has to offer, man. And that's why this place is done. That's why this place is finished and it's going down. You got folks trying to hang on to this. You got folks want to, trying to keep stuff alive, man. Want to have the little, barbecues, want to have, Jake want to ride around bumping his music, old ass, meaningless music, right? This is what you got going on in this place, right? Trying to preserve some of their little joy that they had. Hey, but this place is finished, man. Everything in here sucks, all right? Everything in here sucks. The food sucks, the music sucks, the entertainment sucks, the people suck, right? All of this is finished and done, all right? There's no looking back on Babylon, all right? Let me get one more and I'm going to close it out. Isaiah 32. Salakia 31. Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 1, it says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help." Okay, and this is modern day Egypt. You got a lot of our people, man, putting their trust in this place. Putting their trust in this place, thinking that this place is right for them, like Lamentations said, right? Thinking that this place is gonna save them, right? And this place has done nothing but to show them that their life means nothing, right? And that they're not gonna get nothing in this place, right? It says, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen because they are very strong, right? They looking at, they got all this stuff where they want to look into and see, I was watching a video, it was like, yeah, looking and see inside of a B-2 bomber and see, all the sophistications and all, nobody gives a damn. All right. That's not gonna do nothing when Yahawashi and the angels come. All right. That's like a damn horse in a wagon. All right. Compared to, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and the angels. Okay. It says, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel. Right? Our people don't look unto the Most High Power, the Heavenly Father Yahawah, right? Or His Son Yahawashi. All right? And still continue to call on Jesus, man. And thinking Jesus is going to save you, man. Right? People have been calling on Jesus for so long, and Jesus ain't did nothing for them. All right? It says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. All right. And if you want to be a part of this, the Lord is gonna punish you with it. All right. You want to go with Egypt and follow his ways, and you're gonna have to eat those missiles that Egypt is gonna be eating. All right. You're gonna be right a part of it. All right. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horses are flesh and not spirit. When Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is helped shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. All right. And this place is failing miserably. All right. Failing from within. All right. You got your boy Nero, announced, oh yeah, we got this. We just, he loves to get on social media, talk about the things that he's done. Oh yeah, we got a ceasefire, and then I'm sitting up here looking, and they're like, they're still shooting missiles at each other. And then he gets on there and starts cussing and everything else, man. You know what I mean? Hey, this place, nobody's finished. There's no regards for the kings or princes. All right, nobody cares. Right, this place is finished. This place is going down. It's a done deal. All right, and there's no looking back on this place, man. All right, when you got the grocery chains failing and everything else in this place just seemingly is falling and is done. Hey, that's when this place is over with. All right, and you got people trying to cling to this place like it's gonna stand. Right, this place is finished. All right. So I just wanted to do this quick lesson. Like I say, Lord's will, this is edifying, right? But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kohola Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash, peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad, and mighty shalom to the 144,000 men, right? Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who have ruled well to the spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days. Another mighty shalom to the rest of the elect out there. Stay diligent, stay focused, keep praying. Hey, and don't look back on this place, man. Right? It's not even worth a glance back at this place, man. This place is utterly done. All right? Utterly done. The only time I want to glance and look at it is on that chariot, man. All right? Looking from the sea of glass. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi's will, and watching this shit burn. All right? Burn from one coast to the other coast. All right? While screaming for joy. All right? So, but with that, I'll say a ball, and shalom.